morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Another week is in the books. We're rolling into the weekend. And we got a couple of birthday people today. So, Miss Petra, down in the French quarters of New Orleans, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Petra, it is her birthday. Give her a big shout out. She is here with us today. One of my former players that gets on the coach's corner, Cannon Barkley. He's not here today. He's an executive for Walmart, and I had to call Cannon this morning. So nothing like doing business with former players and students and all that good stuff. So
Knuckleheads, I think is what you normally call them,
he was
former
a knucklehead.
knuckleheads.
He was a knucklehead. Yes. Yeah. If you don't know what that word means, we'll study that word one day. All right. Well, obviously on Friday, Andrea makes me do a wacky word, right? Uh, some Fridays unwillingly, but the word for this Friday is doozy. Doozy. So you look at doozy, it's something that's exceptionally difficult, remarkably surprising, out of the ordinary. It often describes a challenging situation where it makes you stop and say, whew, that was a doozy. So when I looked at this and I was like, okay, where am I going today with the lesson for doozy? So here's what I took out of this. For all of us believers out there, here's the thing that's ordained. Life is going to be crazy out here. We're either coming into doozy moments, we're coming out of doozy moments, or we're in the middle of a doozy moment. But at the end of the day, there's going to be ups and downs on this journey of life. It is laid out for us. So we got to get really good, Petra, at how we handle it, right? Because it shouldn't catch us off guard when life throws us a curveball. And here's what I mean by a little doozy. So obviously, my 50-year-old self finds myself in doozy moments in the gym where I'm thinking I'm 20 and I grab a dumbbell and I realize probably should have squatted to put it back down, leaning over, just dropping it like you're 20 and you're this, you know, specimen that you thought you weren't once was. And then I wake up the next morning, I'm like, what is that that just happened in my back? Well, that's because you didn't bend your legs, dude. That's a doozy, right? Or I get this great tip in the stock market from a buddy that I don't even look into. I just do it. And it causes quite the doozy of a moment. I have these moments in my life where I don't know if you find yourself, Andrea would call us knucklehead moments, right? Where it's like, come on now. Come on now. Think a little bit. It typically causes doozies. I want to share one with you. So, most of us, a lot of us in here are in network marketing. We're in our company, but some of you are not. What are you waiting on? Okay. All right. That's a side point. All right. So, here's the thing, though. One of the things I do that this industry has allowed me to do is real estate. So, let me tell you my first real estate deal. I built a home, okay, from scratch. Beautiful brick home. It was gorgeous. And I built it, and the land I built it on, I paid cash for the land without getting a title search done on it. Now, for all you people out there, this was a doozy of a moment for me. I was just sticking my toe in the real estate market. I was just sticking my toes in the entrepreneur spirit of building homes. Gonna gonna sell the home, gonna make this extra money, right? All this good stuff. Well, here's what happened to me. I got to say this really quick. Here's my lesson for today. We got the home built. I was so proud. I put it on the market. A husband, a guy and his wife bought the home out of Texas. And right before the closing, the lawyer called me and said, "We got a problem. You didn't get that title search done on that home, and that thing had liens on it. So the bank actually owns the land you built that home on and you paid cash for." Now, here's what basically that means in the legal world for you real estate people. You already know. The bank just was gifted a new home on their land that some knucklehead built. Guess who that knucklehead was? Me. Woo! What a doozy. So I'd put all this cash in this home, built this home, and I did not, I built it on land that I actually had liens against it and I didn't even own. Even though it was in my name, I didn't run a title search. I didn't go through the proper procedures. So that was a huge lesson. I want to tell you what that lesson taught me. Patience. Because over the next 6 months, I had to work with lawyers. I had to work with the bank. I had to work with people. And I had to fight and calmly work through this problem that I created for myself because I didn't follow
Calmly?
the proper channels. It was a doozy of a moment, but I want to tell you what it did. It taught me a lesson that I will never forget. And that is anytime you buy property, get a title search. Even if it's somebody you're kin to, get a title search. It'll save yourself an amazing headache down the road, possibly. And so a lot of times doozy moments actually stretch us, actually makes us better for the future, actually gives us wisdom that we could turn to someone else and go, let me share with you what happened to me. So hopefully it doesn't happen to you. And so all of these moments, these doozy moments in life, we can be mad or we can be grateful that it stretched us and it grew us into something that we weren't before that moment. So, Andrew, I'm going to turn it to you. That's my thought today on doozy.
Well, I just have one question. You used the word calmly. You had to calmly work through this situation. And it was this a calm?
It was about as calm as opening a market in network marketing, right? For the first time. It was about that calm. It just,
All right.
there was a lot of ups and downs, right? Where you think you got it handled and you're like, "Man, we're about to get this going." And then, whoo, the next day happens and it throws you. So it's the entrepreneur roller coaster. It taught me that we figure out a way to go over it, around it, under it, but we have to stay patient through the process. It's what that doozy of a moment taught me.
I love it. And what you guys may not know is I actually worked in title. So that was my first career when I was about 19 years old. I started in title and worked in that until I moved over into kind of the real estate, more direct real estate side. But man, oh man, that would be a doozy. So sorry you went through that. The quote that I found is actually a Chinese proverb, and it says, the gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. So, just like Coach said, that was a doozy of a lesson. And we're so glad that it worked out okay. But man, it was probably not a whole lot of fun, right? Through that process. But guess what? I don't know. Well, maybe, Brent, you probably don't even know how many real estate transactions he's done since then. I'm going to guess a lot, right? And I bet you that that lesson changed the way he does all of those transactions now and made his life a little bit smoother. You think that's the case, Coach?
Yeah, definitely the title search has been done on every property ever since and will
Ever
always be
since.
done ever since.
Yes. So while it was a hard moment, and long moment, it improved the rest of his life in that space. So what I looked into is, okay, well, what do we do when life hands us some doozies, when we're dealing with some hard moments? So first of all, we've got to remember that hard things build strong people. Brent is stronger today because of that doozy, and he's going to be able to, like, we all learned from him today. The next, when Letitia goes and buys this home, where maybe she's going in there, she's going to go say, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to pay for the title search. I'm going to learn this lesson. So that hard thing actually made all of us a little bit stronger. So thanks for that, coach. Next is we want to look for the lesson instead of only the frustration. Who likes to just focus on the frustration? I mean, we don't like to, but it's so much easier to kind of lean into the pain and be frustrated and mad. But if we take a breath and we lean back a little bit, we can find a lesson in there. And let's just hope that they're all smaller lessons than what we just heard, but just a small lesson instead of frustration. Three is to keep taking the next right step, even if it's a small one, right? That one little thing that we can do to move the needle to help us get a little bit farther away from that doozy moment. Four is to ask for help when we need it, right? Sometimes we like to be incredibly independent, and maybe the word could be stubborn or not willing to be vulnerable, right? And we don't want to ask other people for help. But if we do, that's going to allow us to realize that strength and humility can absolutely go together. So ask for help in those doozy moments and say, wait a minute, I'm stuck here in a little bit of a quagmire. Help me figure out how to get to the other side. Next is to focus on what we can control because there's so many things we can't. So if we can focus on the little things that we can get through that doozy moment a little bit stronger. And then we've got to remember, right? One difficult moment, one difficult day, even shoot, guys, one difficult year does not define our entire future. So we can take a deep breath and realize that tomorrow is another day. If we can survive this one, then we can go benefit from tomorrow and learn the lesson. And so, what I would challenge everybody to do is to go kind of do what Coach did this morning. He thought about a doozy moment that he's already overcome, right? He overcame that. He's on the other side. And let's go look for the lesson in that. What did it teach us, right? What did that moment teach us? Because there's a good chance that we're stronger today because of it. And that next challenge won't catch us as unprepared as we were the first time. So this was a good one today. It wasn't as funny as I wanted it to be, but it was still a kind of funny word. And it was a
It
great
was a good
lesson.
word. It was a good word. Okay, Petra, it's your day today. It's also Scotty Chun, Kelly Chun's husband's birthday today, too, as well. So wish Scotty a happy birthday. Petra, we love you. Hope you have an amazing day down at the French Quarters. Here we go. Happy
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 birthday
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 to
to
Happy
you.
you.
Happy
birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday
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 to
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 Happy
you.
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 birthday.
Happy
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 birthday.
birthday,
Happy
birthday.
dear
birthday.
Happy
Petra.
birthday to
Happy
you.
Happy
birthday to
birthday to
Love you,
you.
you.
Have a
lady.
great
Love you,
day.
lady. We hope you have a
God
beautiful
bless.
birthday.
Love you. Happy
Oh,
Love you.
birthday.
Have a safe
You
Happy
weekend,
got it.
fun,
days
everybody.
faster
to
day.
celebrate.
Safe travels.
See
Love
you
you guys.
guys.
Have a beautiful day.
Wait.
Thank you.
Bye.